I would even go to the YouTube. I've already put it. There's
Okay.
a one called, and there are a few, but one's a kick in the head, but this one's a kicker. It's called a kicker.
A kicker, okay, the kicker.
And the kicker actually is quite it's more convoluted exercise, Martha, where people don't realize that we obviously have relationships with everybody,
Yes,
right?
yes.
But really the relationships we have that are closest, like you with your husband or with your co-workers or your family, which is a big thing.
Yes.
You know, some families, I'm afraid, aren't as great as yours.
Right.
And then we have relationships,
Yes.
okay? But in order to understand, to go out and to grow more, we have to understand that we also have to look at ourselves in that way. So the kicker is it takes about 3 hours.
Okay.
And I wouldn't say it's only for the brave, but it's the people who really want to grow in their existence. And they have a different kind of foundation when they come out of it, where they not only see what they are doing to other people and how other people react to them, and either wrong or right.
Okay.
But the kick in the head at the end is that Spirit allows them to see, Martha, how other people see them. So it could be a good thing, it could be a bad thing. But it also lets them know, oh gosh, and you should see some of the comments on YouTube.
Wow.
I never knew my husband felt like that. Or, I didn't know that my mother was like this. And, etc., etc. So it's really, that's why I call it the kicker.
The kicker. And then this has to do with this exercise, the 3-hour exercise.
Yes, it takes about 3 hours.
Yeah, and then it helps you see how, or helps us see how people are actually looking at me.
Exactly, but we start with ourselves.
Yes,
And that is where I really feel once you get that kind of huge foundation or a firmer foundation, you'll be able to expand and breathe easier, and then have that ammunition in a way.
Yes,
Does
really.
that make sense?
Yeah. You start with yourself, and then that's where it has to start, doesn't it?
Yes,
you have to really take responsibility in that way.
You've said it. You're correct.
Yeah.
It's bottom line. The
Do we have to? Do we have to?
Yes, exactly.
That's how I feel sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So we'll be looking forward to that then. When do you think
Well, I know.
your book will be ready?
Yes, I know. It was meant to be earlier this year, but I had a few health issues.
Yes.
But I also believe that, and you know this, of course. I'm speaking to the choir when I tell you that it's all in Spirit's time. So I'm trying to get it out by the end of the year or January, because really it all depends, because the book is going to change. I already started changing a few people's lives. It is also inclusive of predictions for next year and the economy, world economies, and it's very controversial, some of the things. You may not like all of it, but if it can help one person in one way, it's done its job.
That's very true.
What I'm looking at.
Yes, if it can help anyone, it'll help more than one. I'm sure of that. Okay, so when we think about 2012 and all of the, ominous type of things that are being predicted, what would you say to that? I mean, how can we relax? I mean, obviously we can read your book and we can do some of these things, but generally, what would you say to people that are watching?
That's a great question.
Yeah, well,
it really is.
It really needs to be asked.
Yes, I know. And a lot of people say, your predictions are always not exactly doom and disaster, but it's, it is heavy. And that's, if they want to see that, that's on the YouTube, by the way. But basically, or on my website. But basically...
Yes, let me just interrupt you right there and say that the graphics are coming up throughout the show for Darshini's website and how you can contact her. And also, I don't think we put anything up for YouTube, but it's interesting. You can go to your website and find that you're on YouTube there, because I did that. So a lot of it going on YouTube. I guess we're going on YouTube too.
Yeah, I guess we're going to be put on YouTube.
We'll be
this is actually going to go on.
Yeah, but you can find it. But
hopefully, because we are trying to share information, and that's what your show does. Is to try and get the information.
Got to get it out, get the good news. I call it out. Get the good news out, and I'm so grateful to be able to do that and to have you here. And be sure to call in or try to send an email if you'd like to have a question for Darshini, okay, and she will answer that question. She will tune in. She is a medium and a psychic as well, and if you may have a question I would take advantage of it. If it was me,
Yeah.
I'd be calling in.
Yeah, I know. On the radio show they do all the time. So.
Yeah, well, we usually have, we started this new series, and we were off for over a year. So we're getting back now.
Into it.
It'll be coming on throughout the week, but this is the night to call in. Okay.
Well, whoever's meant to come
All
in.
right. Otherwise, we're going to talk, and they'll be coming in, and they'll be tuning in the next couple of weeks.
We can always chat. So.
Yes, we can certainly do that.
But for the good news, Martha, yes. Let's give them some good news. I put several things on, again, the YouTube, but it's on my website, where I put it in phases, phase 1, 2, 3. We're actually still in phase 4. Phase 4 got where... have you found, if I may ask you, in the since about June, July, okay, it started, that you've noticed a lot more car crashes or people getting ill or computer crashes, computer problems, a lot more like even lawsuits and things like that. Have you had clients like that?
Kind of, yes.
In that kind of a milieu where it's, you know, what is going on? There are so many innocuous things happening, and we're still in that phase. I'm afraid it got extended, but we're coming into a new phase which I haven't uploaded, but I'll share it with you first time here, and that's a phase 5. Now phase 5 is
phase 5. So 1, you want to start back and just give us real quick so everyone can know. You have to go over the whole thing, but 1 was this, 2, 3, 4, and 5. What do you want to do that?
Yeah, 1 actually. It was earlier this year in February.
Okay.
And again, it was all about introduction of new energies. But if they want, all the videos are up there. Then they can.
Sure.
You know, this is one thing with the book, is that I'm trying to do an interactive book, and I want to make people work.
Yeah.
No, I mean, in other words, you know, if we're giving information, which I know you give priceless information in your readings, and they have to understand that it is their life, not ours. And they have to really not work in it, but realize that they can grow far more than they are. Like all the classes I try and teach, it's for them to grow with.
Yes.
And
of course.
And that's why I put the phases in for you. Go in and check what's really had happened to you in that time. Now it's only a year, within a year, so they should be able to remember that.
Okay. And so that was phase 1.
Yeah, phase 1. Phase 2 was more, again, of changing energies, but really phase 2, 3, and 4 were all about all the energies changing, but all the things that would be happening, like other than the computer crashings, which about 5 or 6 of my clients and students were happening.
This happened a lot.
And how many accidents? One girl who had just had an accident about 2 months before, Martha, she came in one time when I was teaching a class. She said 4 of the guys that she works with had accidents in one day.
Well,
so you know, it's
amazing.
sad.
Yeah.
No, they weren't drunk or anything like that. It's just one of those weird things. So it's just that this the energy of the world is kind of, people are getting angry. And these are part of the energies, part of these phases. Have you been finding that people are getting short-tempered, angry, a bit?
I'm not going to
not
say.
you, but yes. But I mean, you know, there are.
Of course not me.
Signs. No,
I know.
But, you know, a bit too. Especially with the elections and everything. You know,
I was just thinking of the elections and even a lot of the things that you're talking about, how it was coming to this head. And it was really this time so powerfully strong. Yeah.
And so in a way that energy really actually fed it.
Yes.
So it had that dichotomy, I would say, and the diversity of those two opposing factions, but it actually fed it. And the riots, everything I told, I'm afraid, in that predictions video that I uploaded.
Where's the predictions video?
YouTube? It's on YouTube. It was actually uploaded on December 31, 11.
Okay.
So it was a few hours before January 1 that I uploaded it. Okay. But 95% of that came true, I'm afraid. It should be hitting about 90,000 hits tonight or tomorrow.
Oh, that's amazing. Good. 19,000 tonight or tomorrow. Okay.
Well, hopefully.
Okay.
Well,
glad you're putting that information out.
Yes, exactly.
A lot of stuff that we can't just go into in detail right here, so they can tune in to that. Go to her website. Yeah, and go to the YouTube, and that'll be wonderful.
Yeah.
It's great. We got a lot to offer. A lot to offer.
A lot to information.
And don't forget, she's sitting right here, so we can take any.
Some readings.
Yes, we're on the air. We're here. We're ready. We're getting back into it.
Oh.
Get some readings on, short readings on the air. Short greetings and readings.
And they must know. Remember, I'm brutally honest. It's the English, not mean, but just very honest.
Yes, the English do come. I'll never forget being there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a